And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show, episode number 11. And welcome to the show because we got some topics for you here today on Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show. I am Kyle the Pug, aka Kyle Lodi. Now, I'm going to slow down here a bit because I know you're probably wondering where the hell was episode 11 last week. Well, there was kind of a situation. I mean, we were recording the show, but then a certain individual, I'm not going to say his name, had to leave for certain duties without telling me about it. So I get a little, not PO'd, but I was a little annoyed about it at that day and that time, and I had to stop the show, which unfortunately, it happens, but he's got to let me know ahead of time, you good sir, you wink wink, but
happen, man. He just came home. My uncle just came home and they told me, I climbed into the car to try to keep recording the show, and he just blatantly said, "There's one for it." That's what he said to me, and I thought I even wanted to smack him right there,
No, don't smack your family members. That's not nice. That's not very nice. Don't smack your family members. That's not the Mormon way.
Yeah, I was mad about it, man. I was mad about it, too. I was mad, too.
Well, I wasn't mad. I was annoyed.
Yeah, I tell you, I was not happy about it, too.
But
the first thing he did is we went and he had to go find the psychiatrist place that I'm supposed to get, I have an appointment with, because my Social Security wants me to go there and get evaluated. God knows why.
Anyways, so
honestly, I thought I was gonna get arrested because Uncle Eric couldn't find the stupid building, and we were driving back and forth down the street where the building was. And I swear to God, I felt like people were gonna think, "Oh my God, they're gangsters. They're gonna do a drive-by on the house."
Well, okay, we'll save that story for later because, anyways, I'm Kyle the Pug, aka Kyle Lloyd. If you guys didn't know that, and let's properly introduce Cowboy Nathan this time.
Yeah, so I'm here, folks. I'm not going anywhere. My uncle's not coming home, so we're all good today. And I'm ready to get this thing about what's going on with the Warriors and Cavaliers. So, Kyle. Okay,
so in other words, Nick's not going to get beat by a government meal by his uncle. So, anyways, let's get started with today's show. We had some hot topics for you here today on the Sports Review Show. I know we're started up a little bit later on, but because Nick's got his excuses. But anyways, so we're going to be talking about somebody going for history tonight in Major League Baseball. We're going to recap the whole Stanley Cup playoffs and a whole bunch of other things, down the road, whatever we want to talk about. But we are going to be starting off with, of course, Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and we're going to move into Game 6 here in a little bit afterwards as well. So without Draymond Green, he was suspended, for Game 5 because of, BS reasons, and of course with him grabbing a hold of LeBron's nutsack, which apparently LeBron bitched and moaned over. The Cavaliers are taking it back to Cleveland for Game 6, and it was okay. But despite out of everything that happened before Game 5, LeBron and Kyrie just pretty much took over. They were pretty much a dynamic duo in Game 5. They hit Golden State with everything they had, and if they play with that same intensity in Game 6, I think we might be seeing a Game 7 here.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be crazy. But the one thing I even said this on a post that I made on Facebook was, because I was just so pissed because Green was at an A's game when he should have been at the stadium, cheering on his teammates. Like, come on, you're going to go to an A's game? Well, you're going to go to an A's game and go see the A's playing the Texas Rangers at that time and get your butt beat, rather than being at the game where your buddies are playing and stuff like that, and cheering them on and say, "Go team, go! Go team, go!" What the hell is your problem?
Okay, well, back to Draymond Green here really quick. I mean, he was suspended, so, and if he would have made, a difference, let's say he wasn't suspended, right? Do you think he would have made a difference in Game 5 against, Kyrie Irving, LeBron, or anybody for that matter?
Yeah,
or against Kevin Love?
Having a little more team, because he's really good at having a team and all that stuff. and Dallas is not the team. But the fact is, and I'm just saying this, the fact is, and I'm just saying this, the fact is that the Warriors kind of messed up. They didn't have as much power without him.
And they didn't have any defensive help either.
Disappointing him for not going to the game and just, being out there to support his team. Like, Kobe would have went to the game and, give a little, even though he could play, he could have cheered his boys on and gave them a little, comfort and everything like that.
So, yeah, that's what kind of disappointed me about the whole Game 5 thing, too. I mean, Draymond Green was nowhere to be seen. I understand, he's going to Oakland A's game, he's supporting Oakland, but, any other time, that would have been great. But on the day of Game 5, then, yeah, there's like a couple of red flags being raised in the air, for sure.
Yeah, but I also will say this, I think I've been saying this, LeBron James should have got in trouble for what he did in Game 4 as well. That's just my point.
Anyways, here's another couple of stories not a couple, but there's actually one story that broke like 30 minutes ago. And Andrew Bogut's going to be out the rest of the finals with a hurt knee, so he's out for the final 2 games. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, that's going to be it. I don't really have an answer for that, but for me it's going to be interesting to see. But, he did good too. He was a good player and stuff like that. But the fact is, right now it's at the point where we're just at a bloodbath, and we're going to see these teams really have to work with each other, really have to work to try to get a win. Because, honestly, it's down to the wire. If this winds up becoming a 3-3 match, we're going to have Game 7 is going to be one of
in Oakland.
It's going to be one of the greatest battles anyone's going to ever see.
Well, here's the thing, though, that kind of, it's on my mind. Okay, so, yeah, Game 5, Cavaliers won. Okay, whatever. So, but not Oakland. Golden State still has the advantage in Oakland because, of course, the next game will be in Cleveland, and the Game 7 will be, back at the Oracle Arena for that matter, because 2 out of 3 games, pretty much Golden State has the advantage here. But do you actually see a Game 7? That's the real question.
I don't know, because the way I'm looking at it right now is the Warriors are at a disadvantage right now because the first person was told that, you can't play, so.
Well, Draymond Green will be back for Game 6, but then this is the kind of thing, this all kind of irritates me, though. I know LeBron, he's like one of the best players in the NBA, he's the guy, and of course, he can actually play his game to the max, and he's got teammates around him, and that's perfectly fine with me, though, but what I don't like with him is that the NBA is pampering him way too much, and this situation when I know Draymond Green, grabbed his nutsack, or I don't really blame LeBron. I would have felt violated too, but complaining about it over and over again, trying to get him suspended for like a game for doing that. Don't you think that's a bit too far?
Yeah, it is. It really is. But for me as well, I'm gonna say this though. To me, LeBron is kind of like LeBron to me is kind of the NBA little baby bouncing baby boy. The reason why I say this is because when you see things happening with LeBron, LeBron can get in trouble for doing things that are like a little bit over his own, and he never gets in trouble for it. But the fact is, LeBron is basically now the new golden boy for the NBA, and I'm supposed to saying this, the NBA, even if he does something that's a little overboard, like throwing guns up style over a certain person, I really think that that's a kind of a BS move, and I think he should have got jumped for it too. Even if he doesn't get suspended, I still think he has to get like a fine and things like that, because you don't do that, and honestly, you don't do that in the NBA. That's just not right.
That still boggles my mind just to actually hear that. You can. Like I said, I would have went this I would maybe a fine would have probably been a little more, fine him like 250 grand for like that move. I mean, I would have been perfectly fine with that, but the suspension kind of, I mean, it was probably unintentional, and then LeBron had to play the role of baby back bitch about it and just absolutely bitch and moan over and over again.
Well, yeah, that's how Green got suspended with LeBron to drill coach in there, and it's like okay, Green wasn't trying to touch you there. If you watch the video, Green was not trying to touch you there. Green was actually going and trying to block, dude.
And one more thing, pretty much before we move on here. And Dennis Rodman actually said this in a quote too. If LeBron was playing, in the 80s and 90s, he would have been just an average player.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he meant that he would have been tossed and knocked around by because the 80s era, the 90s era, even like in the early 2000s era, it was pretty much a physical game at that point.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this too? I've actually seen people look at my stuff on Facebook, and they texted me that. They said that. They're saying, bring back Green. Fuck, and they because fuck, well, they can edit it, but fuck LeBron James and bring that son of a bitch. Bring back Green. Bring back Green.
All right, well, moving on here, of course, we're going to get out of basketball. We're going to go into some baseball here, and we're going to talk about somebody prepared to make history in 2016. And I'm talking about a man named Clayton Kershaw. So, yeah, but here's the thing, though. I'm going to give you like a little stat count here for Clayton Kershaw here in the actual year of 2016 here. Let me go down here a bit just to look. Okay, so here we go. So Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw has reached an 0-1 count in 56% of his opponent's plate performances, and that is pretty much a career high. So according to the ESPN stats and information, he is throwing a slider on the first pitch 26% of the time, as opposed to 19% last year. And if he actually looked at his whip percentage, it's walks, hits, innings pitched, it's off the charts. I mean, you think Jake Arrieta was good, but oh my God, Kershaw! I mean, he's the man right now.
Well, when you look at it too, the only reason why the Dodgers had that loss to the Giants was they didn't have Kershaw in that game,
well, they had Kershaw the first game, but. Secondly, the bullpen.
Oh my God! I was thinking to myself, oh my God, this guy's from Mexico, and the way he's pictured, like, oh my God, this guy is like, wow.
Well, Julio Urias, he's 19 years old, and he's got a lot of potential in him. But I think the Dodgers lost real quick. They lost both of those games, Saturday and Sunday, because of their bullpen and the lack of offense. That's pretty much what it is. What happened with them.
And then also you have what's his name hit that home run too. Honestly, the Dodgers are one of those teams that I think they're gonna wind up taking the first place title from the Giants.
Well, I wouldn't go that far just yet, but I mean, honestly, yeah, Kershaw supposedly is pitching tonight with against the Diamondbacks. Hold on, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm going to go to the... Yeah, so Kershaw is pitching, tonight against the Diamondbacks, and I don't know if it's going to be on TV or they might be on MLB or something. I have no idea, but...
I'm looking at it right now. It's not on TV, and honestly, in this game, I have to go for the Dodgers because the Diamondbacks, even though they are all, I have to go with the Dodgers because Kershaw's on the mound. And the fact that you're 34 and 32.
That doesn't mean anything. That literally doesn't mean anything, honestly. But yeah, his whip percentage, against the and as of right now, his whip percentage is 0.62.
Yeah, but
that's amazing. That's what you want.
You're able to pull out those little magic moves.
Yeah, so as of the 2016 as of the regular season right now, his overall hits innings pitched per game is 0.65, and that's actually really good though too. And opponent's batting average is .169, and his ERA is 1.52. So basically, this is Cy Young stats right here, and he's 9-1 so far.
He is. But you have to remember this too. You have to remember this too. The Dodgers are a top team this year, but you also have to remember this. When they have teams like the Cubs and stuff, they seem to fall apart. Why? I don't know, but they do.
No. I can tell you why they fall apart. Yeah, the Dodgers have a talented team. That's actually said they got some young guys. They're up and coming, and they got a good farm system. Yeah, I mean, that's totally great. But the problem is I see with this team is sometimes they lack the offensive power they need. And sometimes, the pitchers can play out of their minds, for the Dodgers, whether it's Kershaw, Medea, or Casimir for that case. There's no offense to be seen at the team at times. I mean, when like example, when Kershaw, he's pitching to Jim, I mean, he'll have no run support behind him, and it's just, you got to realize, I mean, the Dodgers are known for, sometimes, having somewhat of an offensive hitting club, and they're starting to, work on it, whatever, but what's the point if you don't provide any run support? Then what happens? Then it just completely falls apart.
Pretty much. And also, another thing I'm looking at, and it's not my Cardinals, like I'm looking at. Another team that has the potential, and it's going to be on the ATM tonight, and is Boston at Fenway Park, is the Red Sox. Like, the Red Sox have actually been surprising a lot of people very much when you look at this team. The Red Sox is actually being that little surprise team who is actually playing really well on the road and at home.
Well, the Red Sox have this alternate year situation where they do good one year and they do shitty the next year, and then they do good the year after that, and it's pretty much like an M or shaped of a W if you put it on a graph scale.
Pretty much, but the fact is, it's like one of those facts where right now they're not just doing good, they're doing crazy. And another thing that I'm looking at that's doing good as well, and they're battling each other like it's a battle of Lord of the Rings. It's the Orioles.
Well, the Orioles have their thing, and the Red Sox, they're kind of be fighting for a playoff spot, whatever. But let's talk about the Chicago Cubbies for a second. Probably one of the top teams in the NL, and then you have, of course, the San Francisco Giants and the Nationals up there with them too, and basically, what you're looking at here is if you stop the season right now, you would basically have like the Cubs, Nationals, San Francisco Giants in there, and then you would have like a wild card fight between, I would say, the Mets and the Cardinals, for that matter. That's if you stop the season right now.
Yeah, my team is really trying to hold second place, or they're just trying to get what they can, and they're doing pretty good at that. But right now, you look at the Cubs, it's like they go off to play people home, whether they're at home or they're on the road. You're like, oh my God, what the? It's like, it's like, just recently they had one of the players, they had one of the best games, and it's like, you're looking at them, it's like, this is the Cubs? What the hell?
Yeah, the Cubs are the clear-on favorite to win the World Series, and I think this is actually their year to do it too. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Now I know all the Giants fans are going, "Oh, even year bullshit, ha ha ha." I'm like, shut up, seriously. I mean, the whole even year, I get it. They're gonna go for it because they don't cheer for their team, pretty much on the odd years. But the whole even year, every other year, is kind of getting annoying, and I'm pretty sure it annoys you too as well.
Yeah, because the one thing that annoys the hell out of me is when people that before they did not baseball, but now they're like, oh yeah, we're Cubs fans. We've been Cubs fans our whole lives and stuff. They're like bullshit. Because before they would say, oh no, we don't watch baseball. And now we're watching the Cubs. What in the hell?
I mean, I can understand both. I've actually seen true Cubs fans, on TV, like saying, like, oh my God, you mean I've been like a Cubs fan forever. I've been through the struggle, hashtag the struggle is real, whatever. But anyways, Yeah, I mean, you are right, though. I mean, it's the same thing with, Golden State Warriors, in the NBA Finals, too. I mean, no, but there was not a lot of any Warriors fans, and all of a sudden you see these Warrior fans coming out of nowhere. They, like, abandon, Sacramento, coming to Golden State, and then you have, like, a team like whatever, Clippers, and banning the Clippers fans or banning Golden State, whatever, and all of a sudden becoming Kings Lakers fan. I mean, I hate people like that, though, honestly. It just really irritates me.
People who did like football before, and now you see them, they're coming out, and they're like, oh yeah, we just bought our LA Rams jerseys, we got LA Rams socks, we're going out and getting our shoes customized to have LA stuff, and before you hear, oh no, we don't like football, you see them coming out with all this gear on, it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna go out there and just smack the hell out of you. What the hell?
Well, honestly, I mean, there's another person who needs to work on their teams in the NFL, and I'm not saying who exactly, but you probably know who this person is. But yeah. Anyways.
You hear people like that, and then you hear people like I'm just saying it, they did like baseball before, and now they're coming out with Cubs fans. They have Cubs shirts, Cubs hats, Cubs jerseys, and I asked them, okay, so what is your player? And I asked them, who's your player on the Cubs? Yeah, so they'll go out. I like, and they don't even they can't even tell you who their favorite player is. Okay, they can say, oh yeah, we've been Cubs fans all our lives. And it's like you look at them like, really? What?
And then I would have been like, yeah, present it. But anyway, that made no sense. I'll stop. But anyways, moving on to our last topic on the show here, we're going to talk about how the Penguins won the Stanley Cup Finals. You happy with that result, Cowboy?
I'm happy with that, but what happened with the Sharks, I'll start off and say this. Okay, yes, I was happy that the Penguins won, but I was sad that the Sharks lost. And this was like the worst thing you could ever do and I say this because I do also respect for the Sharks, was the fact that they took like right in the third, the Sharks fell, and they removed their goaltender, and so all of a sudden the thing was just go out there, score!
Well, basically what happened, it was 2-1, and what happened when there was a go-ahead, well, not a go-ahead goal, but Chris Letang pretty much clutched it for the Penguins as they won the Stanley Cup Finals. And I think that was right around, the couple minute marks. And then Crosby had, of course, 2 assists that game. And that's pretty much, he pretty much set up his guys, though, and that was pretty much the difference maker there. So the Penguins, they won another Stanley Cup, and they're celebrating right now. They have this, I guess they had the little parade in Pittsburgh like a few moments ago.
And what makes me laugh about this game too is you hear the Sharks fans, and the Sharks fans are Sharks fans are saying to the Sharks, "What did you do? Why did you do that? What the hell? What the hell?" And you're getting Sharks fans yelling those words out as the Penguins are picking up the Stanley Cup and then taking it around. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Hit your head out of your, and I'm just laughing my head off. I'm thinking to myself, even the Sharks fan is telling me, why did you do that?
So, let me ask you this question. You know who got the Conn Smythe Trophy for playoff MVP, right?
That would be Sidney Crosby. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, that's not a shocker there, huh?
No. And like the comment that the guy made too. And this is for you, Sidney Crosby, because you put on a great performance and you worked really hard to earn it. I'm like, wait a minute, Sidney Crosby. I'm like, speaking of yourself, it's Sidney Crosby. He didn't have to work hard. It's Sidney Crosby for crying out loud.
All right, well, this is a quote from, of course, the famous Mario Lemieux, Super Mario Lemieux, that is, very, iconic Penguins hockey player. And he said this about the Stanley Cup win, and I quote, "It's so hard to win it year after year. And for them to be able to come through this year when their second cup is big. And hopefully there's a few more of them in the future," unquote. So I'll leave it to you to bring your thoughts into that.
All I have to say is it's true. It's true. Oh, my God. It's so true.
All right, so and if you don't know who Mario Lemieux is, he was a guy that won back-to-back titles and Conn Smythe trophies as a player for Pittsburgh, and he's like one of the best hockey players for the Pittsburgh Penguins, along with Jaromir Jagr and Ron Francis and all those other people for the Pittsburgh Penguins. That was one of the classic teams I actually enjoyed growing up watching.
Yeah,
was because hockey was in its prime then.
We have to talk about Mr. Hockey passing away as well.
Well, I know Gordie Howe. That was a little sad. So I thought we were gonna talk about this. Like on Friday's show. Of course, your enslavement to Mr. Who had taken place, which I was kind of annoyed about. But anyways, Gordie Howe. Yeah, he passed away at age 88 or 89, I believe. I'm not sure. I got to go back and check. But we're talking about in the NHL that they were supposed to they're trying to get his number to be retired permanently, so that way no other team can use his number.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, what he did for the Red Wings was just like wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look at him. Some of the things he did, and like when he was playing back in those days, when he was playing, they didn't even wear helmets. He went out there and just.
Yeah, because they didn't have helmets back then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he played the game was like he was playing, you could hit the mouth, you could bleeding, they didn't even say, no one even cared. There's like, they played like the game where, you can hit the mouth, and your mouth is bleeding, oh well.
Yeah, because that's how it was back in the days. It was rough, tough, and being a badass was what it really was all about.
Yeah, pretty much. And they didn't even, like, some of them didn't even, I heard they didn't even have, like and pads, so these people like the goalie, he didn't wear a helmet, he didn't wear that many pads.
Yeah, nobody did. Not just Gordie Howe, but nobody did.
Yeah, and you see the goalie, he didn't wear that face mask they used on, like, they copied on, what's his name, I'm trying to think of that horn movie, what was his name?
Well, okay, that's besides the well. Okay, I was right the first time. He was 88 years old.
Yeah. And when you have a guy playing in that kind of era, of course he's gonna get an award. They're gonna have a big funeral for him and everything. If that man was like, I don't care. That man was a genius.
Well, he was one of the best hockey players on the Red Wings currently, and well, not currently, but.
The records he has in hockey from the minors to when he played at Detroit and everything. And the records he has is like people still haven't played.
And you can think of like other not Penguins. We were talking about the Penguins earlier, but we were talking about other Red Wing names like Chris Chelios used to be one, like in the '90s. Steve Yzerman's another one, but this guy Gordie Howe, I mean, he made everything possible. He played 26 seasons in the National Hockey League. 26.
Yeah, and he like won. What is it? He took the Red Wings to like 6 Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and he played 26 seasons and 6 seasons in the World Hockey Association. So basically, he played from 1946 to 1980. Yeah, and that is a long, long time.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm telling you, when he started wearing a helmet, he was a bad boy.
Well, like I said, he was, not just him, but everybody else. Yeah, there weren't any helmets back then, so.
Oh, no.
Once you get knocked down to the ice, No, I think the wall's not even bad. It's landing your head on the ice. That's what's even worse. You know what's funny is I actually felt that pain before without a helmet. And this was a long time ago, too, when I did, skating, hockey lessons. Okay. Little off topic, though. I know I've talked about, well, not talked about it, but yeah, I'm about to talk about this right now. But, okay, so I was 8 years old at the time, and we, did, skating, hockey lessons, whatever. So, apparently, I didn't have a helmet at the time, and I was just getting checked in and checked out. Well, not checked in, checked out, but, cross-check, not numerous times, but I think there was one point where I got hit so hard in the wall, my head just, bounced off the glass, and I didn't even have a helmet either. I was just boom, and then, a few moments later, I was going for the puck, not puck, but like I was skating like you know, from one side of the ice rink to the other, and then I slipped. I tried to brake and I slipped and fell, and then I landed on the back of my head onto the ice, and I did not have like a helmet, and it really hurt like hell. It was. I mean, I toughed it out. I was a tough kid though for the age of 8, so I pretty much, you know, Thank God I didn't bust my teeth, otherwise I would have looked like a nerdy hillbilly. But besides the point, yeah, we're out of time here for today's show. I'm going to leave it at that, and then everybody's going to think about that. Oh, if I didn't have any teeth, I'd look like a nerdy hillbilly. But anyways, thank you guys so much for enjoying the show, and if you did enjoy the show, please drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe to Kyle the Pug Sports. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. For Cowboy Nick. And I'm Kyle the Pug, a.k.a. Kyle Lodi, and we'll see you guys Friday. Hopefully Nick doesn't have to do anything there for episode number 12 for Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show with 3 new topics. Have a good day, guys, and as always, stay safe. Peace!
You've been out all night, I don't know where you've been. You're slurring all your words, not making any sense, but I don't fucking care.